Waking up too early to try and find some good news in this terrible world. This is Good Morning Internet. Good morning, Internet! And this is for the first time ever. I haven't done this again a few seconds earlier and totally forgot to have my fader up. Oh, I wouldn't do that. Anyway, that's a way to start your morning in an exhilarated fashion. Hello, George in the room, who I'm talking to for the first time today. Wink, nudge, nudge. What for? Anyway, yeah. So our first story today is Google. Yeah, none of you heard anything I had to say, so this is great. I can just go back on it. I'm worried that Google hasn't learned from Facebook and they're unwilling to make a moral decision over a monetary. Because you have a great market out there. China, billion people, over a billion people. Uh, and Google can't get in there. And excuse me, Google can't get in there and do their thing. Why? I don't know, because the Chinese government doesn't want people being able to type in searches like, what are civil liberties? Oh, what are basic human rights? Oh, and because they're government, those things. I do know we put children in cages and we're trying to stop that, and I'm sorry. But China's worse, I still think, right now. Anyway, so because there's so much potential profit in hooking up China with a search engine that they can take out whatever search terms they want, Google's willing to turn a blind eye. And this is much worse than a slippery slope. It's just a test bed, and it's perfect because now any terrible government that's out there, or any terrible hello Drew, any terrible person in a government out there is going to see how this test goes. And if it goes okay, and if it goes over all right, and the world community doesn't get up in arms, uh, there's going to be troubles. When you have an entity from outside of China that making a thing for China that also makes a thing everywhere, like Google, then you're saying, like, you recognize that what you do isn't right, but it's okay. We're going to let it slide because you're going to pay us a lot through advertising and all. It's not the government just saying, here, have a billion. But it's just so disheartening because wrong. And there still needs to be a point where people look and they see something and they say, no, that's not right. And I'm not going to do it, even though you're going to give me a ton of money. There just needs to be. Anyway, so, I had that cool picture. That picture right there is the scary looking one. We got the government dude in front of it. What you gonna do? All right, so now it's time to move on to some fun stories. So back in the day, I played Pokemon Go a lot. Anything I say in this story, I'm not mocking people that still play Pokemon Go, because you're into your thing. That's great. I played it for over a year. Well, no, just about a year. And I played it past its prime, and way back then I had the people being like, "Oh, Pokemon Go, that's still a thing." Har har har. And so I'm definitely not making those jokes in this. If anything, I am in awe of this dude I'm about to do a story on. So I'm not a very secure person, and going through life being a fat guy, always trying to avoid people mocking you. So there were times we have a red bank battlefield close by in New Jersey here, and it's kind of famous Pokemon Go because it's really big location, at least around here locally. You're out there in San Diego and whatever that pier is, give an F about Red Bank Battlefield. But around here, it's the best place to go outside of Philly. If you're like me and scared and don't want to go to Philly. To go get stuff. And I went there one time and I had borrowed my brother's a spare cell phone and a tablet of his, both that had Wi-Fi cellular data on it. Sitting there and I have like my phone and his tablet going. I had these three devices, and I remember getting eyes from people. I would like take the devices and slide them in my bag, and I'm alternating between all three, catching everything that I can. Well, there is this dude over here in Taiwan, and he puts me check that them out that he has on his bike. He's got all those things plugged in. He's got two in his hand, you can see, but the rest of those are mounted on his bike in a permanent fashion, like this. Look at this dude. Look at that look he's giving the camera. He's like, "Yeah, I know I'm cool. You don't need to. You don't need to be in awe of me. No, no, no. Please get up off the ground. Don't fawn over me, because that wouldn't be right." So this dude lives in Taiwan, and he's known as Uncle Pokemon. 'Cause even though he's a grandfather, maybe he doesn't like being called a grandpa, but he spends $1,300 a month his on his Pokemon gaming. I don't know if that's where he buys so much stuff in game to do it, because that's a lot, but it is 11 different lines. I don't know if that includes his wireless access charges. I don't know if he's got one phone there that has an account and the rest of them are Wi-Fi'd off of that one, but I would imagine that would slow everything down. But that's his bike set up there. There he is showing off to all the other normal people. See, none of those people there have a cell phone in their hand. They're not playing Pokemon Go. So there, you can kind of get that vibe off of that picture. It's like, ooh. But now here he rolls up into his element. See that? He's in a park with a bunch of other people, and everyone else has their phones. When they see him, it's like, oh, that's good. And the other cool thing about that uh bike display setup that he has, when he's out late at night, he can just set one of those phones up to be like live streaming somewhere, and then that's added security for himself, because you know I'm gonna beat up someone with a live stream going, right? That's not a thing. Hope not. Anyway, see, it's where my mind goes, getting beat up late at night and get 11 phones stolen from. Someday I'll stop thinking about all the bad. All right. So that takes care of our second topic. Look at that. We're just flying right along this morning. To topic the third. Topic the third is an awesome topic for today to put us out on a good note. The movie came out this weekend called The Meg. It's got a very deceiving name. I talked about it earlier. Here? Yeah, over here. If you look up at the eye, there should be a card for one of my previous Good Morning Internets. And I talked about it just a little bit, but this is a movie where the Meg is really a megalodon. And yeah, but that took me a while, because I saw commercials about a movie coming out, The Meg, and that sounds like a movie about a woman named Megan. And it, I don't know, I just discounted it. But no, it's about a megalodon. It's like, ooh, that's pretty cool. Look at the size of that thing. That's pretty awesome to see. And this one right here, there's a word for that where you're afraid of being in the water and eaten whole. I don't know about in the water, but being eaten whole like that. It's got like a whole subreddit that's often unpopular, and I don't understand why. But so the Meg came out this weekend. It made twice its estimated value at the box office. So it's at least a financial hit. Up in that card section, I also have a trailer for the Meg. You can watch it yourself. If you've watched my stuff enough, you know that I really enjoy the B movies and the bad movies and the hokey movies. This looks to be one of those that embraced it. It's got Rainn Wilson in it too. Not in the previews enough. He's a funny dude. He played Mud on Star Trek Discovery this past season. So I definitely I'm probably gonna maybe try to see this in the theaters, because come on, a shark that big, you kind of want to see it on the big screen. I feel bad I never got to see Godzilla or Kong Island on the big screen. Those have great big dudes in them. But this has talking about the Meg here has several different sub stories. It reminded me about this movie that was out on only on DVD. Get excited a couple years ago, and it's called Trees. It's oh man, I didn't yeah, I know I have a card for that trailer also, and I don't even want to spoil it for you. You have 2.5 minutes, and if you like bad movie stuff, click on that up there. It's reminded me of this and this Jaws related stories, and so please just take 2.5 minutes out of your day, click on that. You'll laugh if you enjoy that kind of stuff. And also, I want to say thank you to the Slate going around organizing a list of people's terrible Trek related puns about the success of this movie. Like it has been showing surprising bite at the box office. The Meg is swimming in with an opening of 44 million, blah blah blah. The Meg has snuck up on an unsuspecting box office and devoured 44 million. Meg took an unexpectedly massive chump out of the North American box office. It devoured the competition, and Warner Brothers Pictures prehistoric shark took a whale of a bite out of the box office in its opening. All right. So I'm throwing the call out there. I'm about to tweet it out there too. We need to come up with a better headline than one or not good headline. I don't know if there is a better one, but none of those really sparked my happiness. Uh, yeah. So, but go out see the Meg. Come on, all those people can't be wrong, can they? Yes, they can, because many oftentimes bad movies make lots of money. But it looks like something I'd like. So, and another side story to this one, aside from the trees video that's up there, pointed the right way. We have the CW. This all ties back together, don't? The CW Arrowverse is casting for a Batwoman character, who's supposedly getting her own show. I think, right? And listen, don't take away my nerd card. All right, George. Yeah, no, I should have known this is up George's alley. George in the Yahoo chat says, so financially, the Meg really has teeth. I need a rim shot. I need a rim shot sound effect. I don't have my soundboard plugged in. You get one for that one, though. That was good. So don't take away my nerd card or geek card, but I didn't even know there was a character named Batwoman. I only knew Batgirl. I don't know anything about Batwoman. I'm going to have to do research. But that's okay, because no geek can know everything. There's no gatekeeping involved in geekdom. It's not, oh, you don't know everything about the DC universe, you can't be a fan. What do we believe in? We believe in good television. Fun. I have fallen out with the DC Arrowverse this past year. It's gotten so big, can't keep up with all of it. I'm behind on everything. uh my wife and we try and watch stuff together, but it's no time. Our times don't line up anymore. She's got free time over here at like 2 a.m. and I've got free time now at 6 a.m. and the other one's asleep, and we're gonna have to bite the bullet and start watching stuff. But they did casting for Batwoman here, and they got this actress that's pictured there named Ruby Rose. Red in her name, and she has no red. Like, I would think a Ruby Rose would have red hair, but that's just me. Anyway, it looks like Batwoman maybe has red hair, so maybe this was the job she was destined for. But so, and Ruby Rose is in the Meg. You see how it all ties together? Anyway, uh so you got Ruby Rose there, that's on, and CW said they wanted to make a concerted effort to cast a lesbian in the role, because apparently that woman's a lesbian too. Um uh and so they cast Ruby Rose. She was so pleased about it. She went on, I put a link in the description down below. You can go look at a short Twitter clip of the Tonight Show when she talked about her announcement. She was happy and pleased, and like you could tell from the way she was talking, it was really big for her. And of course, it had to happen. Internet had to happen. media had to happen and Twitter had to happen, and they had to abuse her for uh not being Jewish enough was in the story. Apparently, may I guess Batwoman is Jewish, and people didn't know that she was a lesbian, and they criticized them not picking a lesbian actress. And she's like, I've been out since I've been 12. How much more out can I be? And uh oh, that she's not a good enough actress. I that one could have some teeth, but I mean, Mel wasn't fantastic first season. I don't remember. Academy Studio. I just go. That's what's. But I mean, plus, I mean, you're not going to get superstar quality on the CW, are you? I mean, you're going to get good quality. The people on there are good, but internet. So she's deleted her Twitter. If you ever become famous and you don't, I just don't know what we're gonna do. But such a toxic place. Unless you're like me and grew up in toxicity and just let it roll off your back, you're gonna kind of be hosed. So that's all we got for today. I'm gonna have to remember to go back and trim out the beginning of this episode. Um, yeah, that's what we got. So please let me know in comments below or on Twitter. Yeah, I got my Twitter down over here. If you have a better headline like George, hit us up with one already for the Meg doing really good at the box office this week. Or if you have any story suggestions, something you'd like me cover this week coming up. But I do have fun just perusing the internet and and let Google know if I find a protest thing, but a petition thing, I'll add it to the link below to tell Google that we don't think they're doing right by going to China. And have a great week. This was Good Morning Internet.